Hello, welcome to Saturday, or maybe a different day, depending on which day you're watching this. It might even be the day of different day, or would that be Diffraday? Hello, Kangafango. Hello, Mr. W. Welcome. So, more building the Milton Valley Railroad. I know, shock. So here we are. Lag? Lag? I was not lagging, but it is now just loaded in. So here we are. Also, did I remember to turn the render distance down afterwards? I think I did. No, I did not. Let's just turn it down to 2.5 kilometers. That way we should get much smoother performance while streaming. So, how is everybody today? This area back here is shaping up. It's shaping up. Whoa! For me, it's fine. Pretty good, thanks. Good. So, what we still need to do here is, one, I need to put trackside objects down. So that includes bumpers, signals, frogs, switches, speed limits. I need to also put down, I'm not sure if I want to have crossbucks here or not. I'll have to decide that. I don't think I will actually. So that's one thing that we need to do. The other thing is add a couple more baseboards back there so that the valley continues a little bit out of sight. Because like this, it doesn't really look finished. And also maybe add like 2 more back there. I don't know if that's necessary, because like this, it does just look a little too empty. Although I suppose but no, the river comes from up there, so I'll probably add like 2 more baseboards back here just to add a little bit more hills / mountain. Which, yeah, so that's the second point. And then after that, maybe add a little bit more detail around this place. We'll see. But then I think this area will be finished. Of course, I will add more session-specific details in the actual sessions whenever we get to making those. I meant more buffery in mind. Oh, I see. Hello, VGR. Hey, Terrainz. Won't hang around for long, as I'm pretty tired. Alright, well, thanks for stopping by anyway. Alright, hello. Hey, mate. You want to mate? No, a mate. A mate. Well, it's just as well, if you get the reference. Okay, so let's put down the trackside objects. Let's do the bumpers first. So I'll just go over here because there were some over here. Donna, yes. Okay, let's get that one. Don't know why it is a little bit stuttery for me now as well. Don't know what's causing that. Taking 5 hours to match a frame is really is tiresome. What do you mean match a frame? Do you mean like recreating it in software, like from a film or something? The question is, don't know who. Haha. Kikatsu. Yeah, but I still don't know what you mean by match a frame. Yeah, I did see those pictures, but oh, you mean putting them in the thing? No, matching a scene with the background. Oh, right, matching a 2D background with a 3D foreground. Ah, right, that makes sense. Yes. Okay, and those are the only 3 dead ends we have here, yeah, because everything else is just junctions leading into each other. So let's do the switches next. Nope, not today. No payware, that's the one I want. Right. And I will definitely use the yard ones. Oh, right, I see. So that looks straight, which is good. And we've got this one down here. So here we'll need number 2. Why is that so frame ratey at the moment? That is... Hold on, I'll quickly quit Discord if that makes a difference. But I don't think it does. It wasn't in the beginning. Strange. Yeah, now the graphics for the Switch don't even show up. That is concerning. Tell you what, I'll quickly relaunch Trainz because that is concerning. Yeah. Then place the characters, pose them, ensure there's no clipping, rolling line. Gotcha. Then pose the camera. Yeah. Relaunch Discord too. I'll relaunch it if necessary. Hold on. Now that all looks okay. Let me just quickly check my activity monitor. Oh, is it indexing? It could be... Nope, it's not indexing. CPU time. OBS is at 33%, but that is normal. Okay, well, I guess I'll just relaunch it. Hope it works. Then jump in rolling line, match the camera angle exactly in the cab, then remove the logo, then brighten, probably remove, then brighten and add the background to the scene, and done. Yep. Ooh, on a kind of related note, I learned how to use some of OBS recently. Ooh, in what context? Planning on streaming stuff? All that took me 5 hours in total. Yeah, I haven't used that software before. I can't tell if that's fast or slow, but since you are clearly quite proficient with it, I will assume that that's fast. Yeah, for screen recording, for evidence that I had done something. I see. Editing, if I remember rightly. No, it's a nightmare. Well, it can still be a nightmare, but it can still be fast for what you're doing. Come on, UI, there we are. Okay, so next I want to put in the frogs. I forget, do I have them in this pick list? Yes, turn out frog left. Alphase? No, surprise. Ah, gotcha. Or no surprise. Alright, then we need the left one, which is actually the right one. Here as well. One more. Okay. By one more I mean move it one more. This one's always a little bit more interesting than the others because of the tracks intersecting each other so many times. So I need 2 there, then I need the other 2 on the other side. like that, I think. Yep, that all pretty much looks good. I've just got this one left. My stuff looks amateurish at best, and there are some people who do it professionally. Well, I have no points of reference for that. Okay, is that lined up correctly? I think that looks better. So that's all the switches. Now let's add some signals. So I would like to have the tall dwarf signals. And I don't think we really need any in the actual yard. I think having 2 of them here. Actually, that is quite far away from the tracks. Is the shorter one also that far away? No. Okay, so then let's use the shorter one actually. So if I have 2 of them here protecting the entrance like that, then have let's have a 2-head one like here. Let's set this one to be straight path or right path. Limit speed, limited speed, diverging route. Okay. What do you mean animation? Are you going to animate something with it? Okay, so that signal is good. That should work. Then I need another signal right here, basically. In which case I want the SR062H. Where is that? Yeah, my scrolling isn't the best at the moment. Oh, or is it this one? Ah, yes, I think it's this one. Yes? I think that one would work for this. And actually, no, that is a different one. Hold on. Now that's 1 head. I want a 2-head one. I can barely scroll like this without my mouse driver on. Can't have it on at the moment because of the right click thing. Is it this one? I thought I'd placed this one before. No, that is the other one. And this one definitely is the one that I placed before. I mean, I'm sure that that one would work as well. Ah, this one might be the one I was looking for. Yes, there we go. Okay, so this one needs to be that one as well. And there we are. You can using timeline, which I'll never touch. But I did match frame lighting before. Ah, good. Now let's do the speed limit. So I think the speed limit on this bit was 25 miles an hour. Let's put 25 mile an hour speed sign there, going out that way. And then let's do a 15 mile an hour one. Going the other way. Come on. Nope, I don't want it to go on that track. Nope. Hold on. Let's just move it like that a little bit further this way. Okay, 15 going that way. And then I want And then I want invisible speed signs. Just up here in case trains start there, so that they automatically have the correct speed applied to them. So let's just have 15 mile an hour speed limits here, here. Well, actually, let's have it a bit closer. Let's have it there and there. Let's have one here as well, just in case. Select that. And then let's have a 25 sort of there. Might be useful. Okay, bye-bye, VGR. Have a good night. I want a 25 limit to also be here, in case a train starts by the signal, like in a session. Over here, I don't think so, because if I do start a train here, then it's going to go in here, and then it's going to go past the 15 anyway. So, yep, see you tomorrow. Okay, so we've got bumpers, we've got signals, we've got speed limits, we've got switches. I think that's all the trackside objects we are going to need here, I think. So let's say, oh, I'm not sure if I saved or not. Let's continue building a little bit and then I'll save. So, okay. Also, I've decided that it's okay to have this tunnel entrance here because you're not going to go back there anyway. It's just so you can see where the line goes, and from this far away it looks fine. So let's add a couple of baseboards here. Is 2 going to be enough? We'll see. Because I don't want to go too far this way. Although actually the line down here is probably going to go this way, so I could actually continue further. What's one problem for railroad, switches or switchers? Well, I would probably say switches. And actually, since this is quite far away here as well, I suppose I can just leave this as a 10-meter grid, as 10-meter grid baseboards, because you're not going to get close to them, which means I don't have to have that much resolution in it. You just got rid of the waterfall. Well, it wasn't really a waterfall, it was really more of a water rise, because that's where the river came from. It did look a bit like one. Okay. Now I'll have to paint over this. Which shouldn't take too long. This reminds me of my very, very old Trainz routes, where I always used to have only one terrain texture for the whole thing basically was just always, oh, okay, just this grass texture everywhere, and basically looked like this is looking like, what this is looking like. Same, yeah. Okay, I think that's good. Now, how do I want the river to continue? Ideally, I'd want the river to continue that way further, but I'm not entirely sure that one baseboard is enough for that, because I do have to have some sort of a curve for it to look good, unless I can just leave it open and it just looks like, okay, it kind of ends back there, but right, I'm a wee bit tired, so I'll probably head off too. Hope the rest of the stream goes well. Bye Mr. W, thanks for stopping by. Alright, good night, see you some other time. Bye. Yes. Oh, one moment, I quickly have to make sure that this is actually working. One moment. One moment. Because that is... Oh, okay, so it is working. It was just frozen over there for a bit. That's good. Okay, there we are. Oops. Okay, well, let's just do the terraforming for this little bit, and then I'll see what it looks like, and then I'll decide whether I want 2 more baseboards back there or not. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everything was fine. We're making good progress on this map. After this is done, we've only got 1 more branch up in the mountains to complete. I fully expect this map to be finished within the next half decade. If things go well. Okay, now let's just grab sort of this height should be good. Okay. Actually, what I might do is bring this in at an angle like this, so that it looks like it's a longer valley than it actually is. Because if I bring this in at an angle, maybe this as well a little bit, then I can maybe fake some perspective. That's the word I was looking for. Perspective. Because I don't quite like setting exact release dates if I can't guarantee myself adhering to them. I remember putting "Do the Century" in my Lane National Mark I trailer. And when was that? Was that before the year 2000 or after? And that is a release date I am willing to adhere to. End of 2019. So good. Ha! Ha! Although that does sound a little bit more hag-like than you had probably intended for it to sound. Everything I've ever done was after the year 2000, at least I think so. Okay, so if I now... Actually, I'll quickly smoothen this a little bit as well. Just a little bit more so it's not as distracting. Okay. Now let's save, and what does this look like from back here? Actually, I should probably draw the river in first, because that is going to impact it a lot, and it's actually not completely nighttime outside, even though it's almost 9:30. Yes, it is. No, it really is. Okay, I can't be that exact with this because 10-meter grid size. But that's okay. Don't have to use that many textures. Although actually, tell you what, I'll make them 5 meter. It's just 2 baseboards, and it's going to give me more control with the river. You're white. I am? I look a little bit more orangey, I think, on stream at the moment. A wise choice, I'm sure. Actually, I think that might be enough, just having that go back there. Oh, then again, I really have to put the forest in before I can tell, I think. I don't even mean the Admiral. Again, ha! Didn't he have been starting Enterprise? Yep. Okay, and I just want a little bit of this texture with the bigger stones around here, just to add a little bit more variety. Some places. Okay, next step is probably next, which should be to put in the forest, I think, and then I'll put in the road. Actually, no, let's put in the other grass texture first. Actually. More forest, I think that's how it's spelled. But you'd have to ask Mrs. Forrest. She remembers that sort of thing. Okay, It's looking quite well. Quite good. Stuff like that. It is much harder. I think it's because of my driver that it's harder to click down. I think it likes to hold the button down for a little bit longer than one frame usually, which is annoying, but my driver issues might be fixed soon. When my chauffeur shows up. Okay, so now I'll put down the forest. Yes. You did hear right. And yes, that was a joke. I asked Mix Memory Alpha, and they've told me his first name is actually Maxwell. Whenever who shows up? The what? My chauffeur. I said my driver issues will be solved when my chauffeur shows up. Oh yeah, I've noticed the same thing with Pixelmator Pro. Yeah. I shall probably make this come down all the way like this. Yeah, I will have to increase the render distance to get a proper idea of what this looks like. But first I'll delete the edges to make this look a little bit more natural. Now we could have a railway line going back this way, or even a railroad line, but I don't want to extend the scope of this route any more than what it currently is, because it is already taking much too long. Now, with a future project, if because my after this route's done, I'm not sure how many people are actually going to be listening to this bit, because most people only watch a couple minutes of the archive, probably just a little bit at the end, to see how far I've managed to build, what I managed to do. But yeah, after this project is done, Milton Valley Railroad is done, the next route that I will be live streaming will probably not do the entire thing on stream, because this is taking so much longer than I had previously thought. Because I had previously thought that it'll probably take a couple of months, maybe within a year, something like that. Maybe up to a year, I should say. And that was in 2020. But then we went over to 2021, and now we're in 2022, and it's still not done. We are making good progress, but it still isn't done. So yeah, the next route that I live stream, I'll probably be working on it offline, off stream, and then wherever I am during that, then I'll just live stream wherever I'm at that point. Maybe in a future extension? If there is a future extension, maybe, but I don't know. Oh, I'm here, and you can bet your driving axle that I'm listening. Yeah, I get that. Kutzel reimagined? Kutzel reimagined would be fun, but I don't know. I don't know. I do have some other projects planned that I want to start before this is finished, and then depending on whether those projects are done by the time this is finished, I may continue with those or do something new. I don't know. After this route's done, will you put Trainz into the Mystic Slot game pool? Ha! No. That would not be a good choice, because most, and by most I mean probably something close to, I would estimate, maybe 95%, or maybe 90 to 95% around there probably, of the people who are subscribed to my YouTube channel are subscribed because either of the tutorials or because of this live stream series. So it would be pretty stupid if I shifted the focus too much away from Trainz. Gotcha. Again, okay. Only then the second time you put that, you didn't smile as much. Okay, now let's put down the road, and then I'll increase the render distance to have a look at what this looks like. Also, I'm glad that the performance issues that I had noticed a while ago seem to not have persisted, or seems to not have persisted. Okay, now just paint a little bit of the texture. Yay, no lag. And I didn't G as much, yes. Seem to have ceased persisting. Ceased their persisting. That button pressing you can probably hear is me rotating the texture. Even though back here it probably doesn't matter because you're not really going to see that well anyway. That good anyway, but might as well do it. Ceased to persist, something like that. Yeah. Okay, now I'll save, then I'll increase the render distance, then we'll see what it looks like, and then we'll decide if I need more baseboards back there or not. So what do you think? Do you think I need more baseboards back there? 2 more? Because it does kind of look like you can kind of see that the world ends there. It wouldn't be too much of an issue. I think 2 more will probably be good. It'd be a good idea. What do you think? Sounds like a plan. Was that in response to... Okay. Yeah, or maybe put a forest backdrops plan there. I don't think that would look good. Over the river? No. I don't think that would look good. I think I'll just add 2 more baseboards. Because the important bit about this whole branch up here is that, yes, it's mountainous, but you have wide open vistas. Because all the way up here it's very crammed. Well, not that much here, because over here you can still look down that way, but you can see that it's very narrow, or much more narrow anyway. Then up here it's very narrow, very narrow. Up here it's a little bit wider because you're a little higher up, but it is still a very narrow valley because it's only the river down in the canyon. So then up here, the feeling I wanted to create is of openness, one of openness and wide vistas. So if I want the players to be able to look into the distance, then I want that distance to look good. I don't just want it to be, the world ends there. Oh, no, well, it'll just have a backdrop there. No, I want the players to actually be able to see into the distance and to see terrain, basically. And it won't take that long anyway. Yeah, I get what you mean now. Good. And I agree with it. Haha. Two baseboards. Look at how small this area is. And that's supposed to be two baseboards there. Huh. Interesting. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next Trainz project that I'm going to start, which I technically have already started because I've started making assets for it. Yes, it is a thing that will require me to make at least one, technically more than one, custom assets for it. And things are going well with that. I've not had much time to work on it recently, but yesterday I did have time to work a little bit on it. And that is going to hope that, yeah, it is going to launch before the Milton Valley Railroad is finished. Because I was going to say hopefully, but thinking about how long the Milton Valley Railroad is definitely going to take, not just to finish building, but to make sessions for as well. Yeah, it's gonna have to launch well before that. So, bulk asset replace. I could, yeah, if I haven't already used that. Wait, the grid button's gone. I didn't notice that. Look. I know you could do up there, but look, the grid replace button, it's just gone. Why? Probably because they want you to use the base texture that it comes with now, and I don't know. Okay, now here I want this to kind of continue, just continue on for a bit. Sort of like that. Maybe a little bit of a curve going that way. Just a little bit. And I'm deliberately keeping the hills lower here so that it looks like it's further away. And I should put a button for the bulk asset update replace on the right hand HUD. Well, that's what it was anyway, because it linked to that. It just by default put the grid texture in there, because that was the default texture to replace. But yeah, that's not a good choice. Yeah, I would have preferred for them to keep it there as well. But yeah, just stealing a button Red's community has relied on for 20 plus years is not a good choice. Well, let's say 20 plus, I'm not sure when it was first introduced. Yeah. Although, can they really steal it when they still own the copyright of the IP? They stole it from US. I think they're an Australian company. Blurg us. Blurg us? Do you mean Blurg R Us, like Toys R Us? Do you remember Toys R Us? Long time ago. A long time ago. Yeah, I suppose toys aren't that common anymore, are they? At least after a certain age. Blurk are us. What was a long time ago? Toys R Us. Was a long time ago. Okay, is that good? That might be good. Only went defunct in 2018. Yeah, still. 4 years. That's a long time. Is that tall enough? I'm now not sure. No, that needs to be a bit taller. Actually, I think it just needs to come forward a little bit more, now that I look at it. Apparently, it's owned by True Kids Inc. now. I have no idea. That is something with which I am unfamiliar, and something of which I have no prior knowledge. And you can't prove otherwise. So, how does that look? From afar. It looks okay, but I just need this to be a little bit slower here. Some things more like that, because you are going to be able to see the profile of this hill, and I do want that to be a little bit lower. Ah, gotcha, wink. I know he didn't wink. Okay, I need to get rid of that little bump there, which is this. I just need to flatten this out a little bit like that. Well, that's not really that flat. Anyway, hold on. Like that, maybe? That looks good. Yes. That's what I had imagined. And then I'll just add the forest and the river and so on, and then we'll be done with this little bit. Although I will probably add 2 more baseboards back in there as well. It's not often that I put so much... I was going to say so much scenery, but I mean so many baseboards this far away from the tracks and to detail them. Oh, that's much better. Lovely. Don't have to put that much precision into this because it's so far away. And you've also noticed that I'm only using 3 of the river textures back here to fill this in instead of most of them. Although I will quickly go in and fix some of this back here. And over here as well. A little bit there, a little bit there. Okay, so now if we're all the way back here, you can still see that the country actually continues there. Stavros. Hello, welcome. Oh yeah, that is neat. That is. Thank you. Okay, next step, forest. Because I don't think that I really need to put on the other texture, do I? Are you gonna see that? No, you're not, but I might as well, you probably won't, but I might as well do it properly. If I'm gonna put the time in to actually extend the scenery back here, then I might as well at least put in all the steps. No, I'm not going to extend this all the way to a step. Just having a little bit of the other color tones in there. Now pasting the... Wait, what? Huh. Oh, it deselected it. It wasn't... Well, that's interesting. Milton Value Notes, tab extension, 4953. That would be something. Okay, now I've got to delete the couple of trees at the edges again. Also, I've got to quickly click once there, just to, because there's a little divot here that I didn't really want in the tree line. Move this one there, this back a little bit. What's more likely, for the MVR to get a snowy territory or into desert, steppy or rainforesty territory? Well, more likely, snow. But no, the other's no. Because for snowy territory, I would just have to extend one of these lines to go much further up the mountain, and then I could already start putting in some snow. Whereas the others, it would really have to travel a long way to get to those kind of environments. Although I suppose I could, I mean, it wouldn't fit with the geography of where I had envisioned this route taking place at. Being set at in, but I suppose I could have it go down on the other side of these mountains and then being in a more arid area there because of the rain shadow, but that means that the orientation that I thought this route had wouldn't really work because rain shadows usually, not always, but usually go from east to west or from west to east because that's the directions of the prevailing winds. The other with the wind patterns. There are some instances where it's north-south or south-north. I think the Himalayas are one of those instances where to the south it's wetter and to the north it's drier because of the Gobi. The Gobi Desert is to the north there, if I remember correctly. But even then, it's still it's wetter in the east and drier in the west as well, in addition to that. And in the US, I don't think that there is any rain shadow that's going from north to south or from south to north, if I recall correctly. But I could be mistaken. I haven't looked this up. Yeah, which means that the orientation here would not be correct. I'm not sure, but that's interesting. Okay, well, we can quickly have a look on the map. Yes, indeed. Let's just quickly zoom out. Not that map, I meant this map. So, Torquay, yes. Let's have a look. So, yeah, if I go over here, you can see, actually, has it loaded properly? Hold on. Earth. What is it? Moisture? Downfall map. If that is indeed what I'm looking for. Maybe it is moisture. Hold on. Or wetness. Actually, no, annual rainfall map. Here we are. So this is sort of the area that I meant, because you've got China over here, and you've got the Himalayas. I think, though, is that the Himalayas? One moment. Might as well quickly go back to the other map. One moment. I want to go to satellite view, but it's not loading in properly. Yeah, so China, yes, exactly in that area. So China is in this area. You can see up here, that's where the Himalayas are, like that, I believe. And you've got the Gobi above. Yeah, if I switch to a satellite view, it's not great because it's streaming, and that's not a lot. But you can see the mountains up here. And then you can see the wetness. But no, even here, look. With the mountains going that way, it's still more horizontal. You can see the rain shadow. You can see on the left, you've got deserts. On the right, you've, well, on the west and in the east, you've got more moisture. So same down here, of course. But here, this is what I was looking for with the south and the north. I knew there was a little area. I knew that it was Tibet, the Tibetan plateau. But again, this down here is, if you look at it, it is actually more horizontal as well. I think that's the Himalayas. Yeah, that's the Himalayas. I think they might go further. I don't know how far over that way they go, but there's definitely the Himalayas. So I say that. If it's not the Himalayas, please correct me. So yeah, because here you can see it is very moist down there, but that's the mountains are kind of this curved shape where I'm not sure which way the winds are blowing, but probably going from east to, well, from west to east. So they'd hit the mountains and then kind of get blown down that way. Because if they were going the other way, then they come over here. Although I'm fairly sure this is all still very high elevation. And then you'd have the water on the other side. In America, there are some great examples, South America as well. Here, I mean, if this doesn't demonstrate the rain shadow effect, then I don't know what will. But yeah, of course, you can see up here as well with the mountains. I'm not sure what this mountain chain is called. Up here, you've got the Rocky Mountains. But you don't always have that effect. Here, for example, you don't. And here, I'm not exactly sure why not. Might just be that over on this side might just be so close to the ocean that you've got water coming from that way. And maybe the wind's blowing from this side, so maybe that's why it's moist on both sides. I don't know. I'm only vaguely familiar with the concepts. Also, if I just want to, since we're already here, let me just show you a little place, if I can find it. Where was it? Ah, here. Da, 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 dum. The eye of the Sahara. Yeah. Concentric circles, mountains to the north, sand washed out to the sea, as you can see. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Would be good if there were some excavations done on that. Finally. Anyway, so back to this. Let's put the road in, and then I think that this is done. Then I'll just see if I have to add like a couple more baseboards on the left, and then, well, then I'll have a quick look if I see if I need to add any more details to this area, this branch, at this point. Except bushes. I'm not going to do bushes now, because I do want to do a pass where I focus on putting bushes on some of the older bits of countryside that I made. Because when I first started this, I really didn't put that many bushes around the place. And I found that it actually looks much better if I do put more bushes around the place, so I'm going to put more bushes around the place. But I want to do that after, well, at least after the mountains bit is done. Otherwise, until all the branches are done, basically. Right, Tibetan Plateau. Yep, it's them. Very nice. Ooh, are there none? Oh, do done dare to bring diggers there. All right, I see. Do done dare. Oh, do none dare. Do none dare. Well, it's in the middle of the desert, right on the edge of a border. Like, the border is going pretty much through it, if I saw that correctly when we just looked at the map. So, I don't know. Or maybe they did bring them there, and maybe they discovered something that they don't want people to know. And that's why they claim that there's nothing, that nothing has been excavated there. Ah, what if that's the case? Okay, so, yeah, that looks good. See, that's what this is supposed to look like. And even if you're, well, if you're back here, you're not going to see it that much, but even if you're up here and you look down that way, you can actually see that the countryside goes further along that way. Only now this hill here doesn't fit that well. But it might fit better once I've added the 2 baseboards back there. Yes, exactly. Okay, so now let's add the 2 baseboards back here, like I've just said. Do I need more than 2 here? I mean, I'd want this to go that way, so I don't think so. I think maybe if I have this come around a curve and then just extend this hill back this way a little bit more, I think that should probably be fine. Thank you. Huh. 207.44 meters. Yes. Also, stream title, Milton the Milton Valley Railroad, yes. Okay, let's just smoothen this edge out a little bit so it's easier to work with. And yes, I'll just paint it later because I want to get right to the terrain deformation, the terraforming. Have you decided it is time for renaming? No, I'm quite happy with that stream title. Actually, maybe if I bring this back this way a little bit and then curve it, because then it's going to be more difficult to look back this way. Yeah, plus I'll have more space to extend the hill. For the route. Ah, no, I haven't. Also, it might be wise to replace the default grass texture with the forest texture instead of the grass texture when you do that. I don't think so. I think well, it's gonna be fine with the normal grass texture because it's only 2 baseboards, and I do want to paint on the other grass texture on top of that, and then I'm gonna have to, if I do that the other way around, then I'm going to have to paint the forest texture over that again, and so it's going to be more steps in total. But clever thinking. All right. Thanks. Okay, and I'm not sure if I want... Yeah, I actually... Ooh, that looks actually quite nice with that little bump there. I was going to smoothen that out, but actually I do quite like that. Except for this little bit back here, I do need to actually smoothen this out a bit. But the other bit I really quite like. Yes, I like that. That looks good. Almost good. I need to smoothen this out a little bit more. Just a little bit. Hold on. Like that. Ish. Hold on. There we go. Like that, yes. Also, did you hear? The Homsey 2 map, Gainsborough, has recently received its Phase 3 update, now with 100... Now the 100 from Gainsborough doesn't end in Saxelby, but instead continues to Lincoln. Yes! One of us should really stream that sometime. Ooh, that looks good. Haha, one of us. Yeah, I do agree, and I do want to do OMSI at sometime too, but there are just other things that are higher on my list. I keep going over there to click the button because it's so simple, but instead I've got to go over here, find the correct menu, that one, and then click there, then drag the thing over in here, then click there, then go there, and then click again. That just takes more time. It just takes more time. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to leave that a little bit rougher than usual. So now let's make this a 5 meter thing. Service Pack 3, Service Pack 4. That's in Service Pack 5 thing. I don't know in which one, but Service Pack 5 specifically, I think it was 5 specifically, has changed quite a bit. Although saying that, it could have easily been one of the other ones as well that did it. That is the culprit. And the culprit must be known. I demand it. Actually, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Here's something like that. Then I'll put the forest down. Yeah, also it loses the selection sometimes. I think it, what I've copied, it sometimes loses it, even though I didn't go back out and in. But then again, I don't really make a lot of Trainz routes anymore. Why is that? Is it because of coprolites? I doubt it. But the word is fun to say. That seems really odd. You. What do you mean? It's only stone. But yeah, why do you think that you don't make Trainz routes anymore? Why do you think that is? I think you're probably typing a somewhat lengthy response and or a somewhat complicated response. Complicated in terms of the thought needed to put it together. Okay, then I need to fill in a little bit more of the space back here. By a little bit more, I mean this entire space back here. Okay, then I'll just switch over to this to fill in the large spaces more quickly. That one was probably a mistake, hold on. I'll do it like this. Although it is good that this works properly, that I can kind of click outside of the area and still paste in a thing. I think that didn't work properly last time I checked. Or maybe the conditions are just slightly different. That could also be the case. Ah, there we go. There we go. I'll read that in a little bit, once I've painted in the river. Okay. that looks alright. I suppose I should probably smoothen this bit out a little bit more. That looks better, yes. Good, good. Dun 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 dun. I'm really glad that I decided to use these textures for some of the rivers on this map. They just fit so well, even though the resolutions are quite low of the actual textures. They are actually shiny as well, and they do have normal maps, specular maps, so they are PBR textures, but they just use the old diffuse maps. Or I guess if it's PBR, it's, what is it? Albedo maps. So what does this look like? Yeah, see, that's what I wanted it to look like. I'll just quickly save. See, so you come up here facing this big hill right there in the middle. You can look that way. You can see the valley just stretching out in the distance there. And as you come up here, you can see the valley going that way. And it looks like it actually continues that way. Even if you zoom out a bit more, you can see that it continues that way. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So I'll put the camera in a nice position. Is that a good position? It is a bit of a boring position, hold on. Yeah, because it's out of the way, a lot of this stuff, it's going to be a bit difficult to get good positions. Yeah, that is nice in 3D because of the valley, how it's zigzagging back and forth. But in 2D, it doesn't really look that good. Well, that interesting. It just looks like a flat surface, basically. Maybe something like this is good for reading chat. Or maybe something like that. So, I probably think that they'll be quite a time investment, and that I should probably work on other stuff that I've already started and not finished yet. Lily National Park 1 comes to mind. And so does my Buses of Culture map. To a lesser extent, also my Project Frog Up game. Hold on quickly, one moment. Project Frog Up game, as that doesn't really have that much of an established audience yet, who would await progress updates and an actual release. I know some people who would, and who do, who are. Well, that and the pre-caching content thing. But yeah, I have got quite a few Trainz routes started, which I could continue. Jurassic Park 1 and United Kingdom 3 come to mind, which I've developed on stream before. Welsh Riviera 2, but I'm less sure with that one. Seems like the scope of that route is quite large. Larger than UK3's. With Jurassic Park 1, my plans are still quite vague. Yeah, these textures are lovely. Impressive. They should remaster these textures. Well, yeah, upscale them. But the thing is, if they did, I think part of why their textures work is because they're blurry. That's why they kind of blur together quite well, because you don't see separate textures that much. we think, okay, there's this pattern. Oh, and now it transitions to that other pattern because it's so blurry. It might, yeah, it might work a bit better the way that it is actually. Something like that. Oh yes, hearts and lanterns. Those lanterns are nice. This would look lovely in fog as well. Oh yeah, I'm sure it would. Actually, that might make the other bit look better as well with zigzags back and forth. Jurassic Park XD. Yeah, that's true. Oh, Jurassic Park is true? I was saying it as a joke because JP is the Japan, same as Jurassic Park, JP. But if you think it's true, then sure. So, let's just take a quick screenshot because that might very well be the thumbnail. Although it looks very similar to the other thing and it doesn't really add that much, unfortunately. I might just add a little bit of fog here and then see what this looks like. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I need to go into environment. Something like that, maybe. Although, it looks good large, but I'm not sure if it looks good small. Though that does look nice. With the reflection in the water there because of the PBR textures. Actually, that might be the thumbnail right there. Look at how nice that looks. Anyway, I'd better turn this. No, not that menu. Better turn this back to around there. We've also, of course, got evening, but the sun's in the wrong place for that. So let's have a quick look. See if there are really any more details that need to be added. I mean, a few more bits of wood maybe around here, some bits like that. But I don't really, well, I suppose I could. I could try maybe doing some of these bits. Placing a little bit of that around the place. Might work quite nicely. Or then again, it might not work, who knows. Random bits of wood. Well, this looks quite large and no, this is overgrown with moss. That doesn't really work. Back here it does, but not over there. Maybe some other bits. That, again, it's overgrown with moss. I mean, that's just a little bit of wood. But I'm not really sure if that's worth the performance. Because again, it still looks like it's overgrown a bit. Still. And yes, usually the textures would look much better, but again, I've got the texture quality turned down to low, that's why it doesn't look that great. Yeah, they wouldn't really have huge logs sticking there. Maybe if you searched for wood. I don't know. Maybe something like that. That's just a bit of wood. Yeah, I think that adds a bit. Does it though? Maybe if they're not rotated the same way, all of them. Does it add or does it detract? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to undo it because I'm not sure. So I'm going to leave it alone. Yes, that is good indeed. I think these are just a bit too light. That's the issue. I think it would work better if these were a bit darker. Although saying that, I do quite like the looks of this, like right there. Anyway, so I think that is this branch pretty much done, really. I might go over the area, adding a little bit more detail and stuff here and there. But I think that's this branch done, unless you can think of something that I still need to do here. Is that a yes or no? Yeah? What? Sorry, what did you say to the flower suggestion? I don't know. I don't know if the flowers really fit here. I suppose I could go back and get some of that fireweed and see how that would work. I had some of that over here, didn't I? Or did I not? I thought I did. No, that's mushrooms. Maybe I didn't. Or maybe it was over here. I don't know if foxglove is... Actually, I don't know. Ah, this is where what I remembered. Here we go. Oh, it is foxglove. Oh, it is foxglove that I was thinking of. What's that? Is that... Yeah, that is foxglove. Ah. Oh, then I'm... Yes. I mean... if I start adding it around this place, it does make it look prettier. But I have to be really, really conservative with it, because I don't want to then have to add foxglove to this entire thing if it just becomes part of the palette. Yeah, see, that's a bit too much there. Maybe just a few dashes of color there. Maybe with the fireweed after all. Yeah, I think the fireweed might look a bit better. It's not as obvious. But I still want to be quite conservative with it. Yeah, just a bit like that. That's good. I know there's a fireweed spline. I know, I haven't forgotten. Oh, I need to still add the grass splines back here. That's what I've forgotten. Yeah, see? Like that. I thought this place looked a little odd on the side. Couldn't quite place what it was, but that was just because I hadn't placed it yet. Now you place it though? Yes, now I placed it though. Is that too close? I think that's a little too close. Actually, yeah, like that. That's better. I was about to say I think it's fine, but no, I changed my mind as I was saying it. Yes. Another sentence that you might change your mind while you're saying it is, "Hey everybody, I just escaped from prison." . 'From prison. 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 'From Okay. This is adding quite a lot of polygons. But no, scenery-wise as well. Yeah, scenery polygons, yes, of course. So, yeah, it'd be so nice if that also got rid of the spline points that are rotating. Okay, that looks good. I just got this little area back here to do. Don't want to add too much grass here, because here I've got some of that other texture that Willis 1961 suggested, which I do like the way it looks here, but it just gets hidden too much if I add the grass plines over it. And since I've got grass plines on a lot of the other area, I don't really think that that texture is going to work. Because if I put the grass plines over it, it's just going to hide it, which I don't want. He says adding more grass plines over the top. Yeah. But yeah, just something like that, or maybe that I'll do that last one. Maybe have half of it, so like that. So there is a gap there. Yeah, like that. And then maybe add that spline going in along here as well. Although I'm not sure about that. Actually, yeah, I quite like how that looks. I quite like that. Quite like that indeed. Maybe a little bit more in here as well. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, then I just have to add more and more and more, and I don't really want to do that. Yeah, now it just looks like it's encased in with this shape. Well, actually, if I maybe add a little bit more here, that might make it look a bit better. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks okay. Although now I need to get the other grass spline and add a little bit in here like that. Although now that I've got this grass spline on that side of the tracks, I need to add a little bit on this side of the tracks, otherwise it'll not fit. And it still doesn't fit completely well. Maybe a little bit more like that. Yeah, just to bring that up over that little edge there. Then it comes over this way. Then I need a little bit down there. And then that's fine for it to cross over. And, or mushrooms? No. JVC wants to remember there's also a firewood spline. Alright. Oh, haha. Now, please, yes. Maybe hide one single JVC mushroom object in that entire log stumps bit. I mean, if you want. I shall put it there. Can you even kind of see it there? Okay. Might be fun. Yeah, true. Hey everybody, I just escaped from pretty much nothing. Shakuros, thank you. Very good. Oh yes, thanks so much. Good. So, is that this bit done? I think it pretty much is. Unless I want to add a little bit more fireweed in some of the bits for the back. I might as well just go over those areas because, well, there isn't that much of this sort of area to go, so it's not going to take that long. Although that looks out of place a little bit. That's a bit too far. That needs to be moved back a little bit like that. Just to about there. Maybe one little bit there. Yeah, because when doing this sort of thing, you really do have to consider the whole and what the whole looks like, not just the individual little areas. Oh wow, it's pouring down outside. Oh, it is. You're right. How did you look out the window there? Been a while since that happened. Yep. At least where we are. So, yeah, I think I'll add a little bit of fireweed here. I do like adding purple into places color-wise in these landscapes. Purple is a nice color for that sort of thing. Besides, I just heard the sound. Sound flies, as they say. Oh, must be a coincidence. We're both in the same country after all. Yeah, we are. The same country. Totally. Totally the same country. Totally not 255,000 bicycles away. Apart. Ha. That's a little too close. That needs to be moved back slightly to about there. No, I already told you. I don't live in the south of France. Well, yes, you've told me that, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Yeah. Why would I live there? I know, because you've got fast trains. And by the way, sound objects, I want to place... actually, yeah, I think sound objects I do want to place on... either on their own specific layers, like when I do a pass. Actually, I don't want those flowers here. Yeah, and then have those layers to turn on and off, like for example, birds and wind and other sound effects. Or I want to place some of them on specific sessions. That could also work. I don't have anything against the area. From what I've seen in TS2, it is lovely. But yeah, still, I don't live there. I actually... not sure that I really want to have fireweed here. Because this is the first bit, when you're driving up this way, this is the first time that you see this kind of terrain. And I don't really want that much there. Maybe some, just a couple of objects, like lone objects, just kind of placed here and here and here and there. Because adding too much stuff can actually detract from the whole, even though you add more. Yeah, sprinkle it in. Okay, save. And I guess let's take another train up here, since we're now basically finishing this branch off. Should be able to hear it. A cream topping is nice, but only if it's just a topping. When the cream topping covers the entire plate, you'd prefer it if it didn't. Or something like that. Well, kind of depends on your taste, doesn't it? Yes. I did press don't save, didn't I? I think I pressed don't save. Can I remember? I think I did. Didn't pay that much attention to it, unfortunately, as I was currently typing that message. Yeah, that's fine. Sometimes it does take a while. But yeah, the next branch will actually go to a town. Yeah, I already asked that. Yeah, but yeah, the next branch I will go to a town. Hold on, in the interests of time. Do I? Nah, I don't know. I'll wait for another couple minutes. I'll wait for another couple minutes to see if it responds, and then I'll have to force quit it because I don't want to waste the time that we've got remaining. Wake me up when it responds. Oh, it's not responded yet. That is unfortunate. Okay, there's one of those situations where it kind of got itself stuck, which means I have to quit it. There we go. Relaunch it and just hope that it doesn't go into a long database repair. And no, it hasn't. Good. Yeah, because sometimes it just gets stuck in that place and it doesn't go forward. Thou may awakeneth. Awakeneth. Awake Kenneth. Are you sure it's not Kenneth, you mean? Disable host alerts and Streamlabs. Not that I can remember. Then they don't work, apparently. I don't know. Let's just quickly fly to our destination. And actually with the 6-kilometer render distance, this looks much better than it usually does when we're down here. And it surprisingly doesn't actually lag that much more. Although I suppose I am a little bit off the ground. Oh, wow. Yeah, still have to finish this area. Yeah, these brown stripes, they're odd. Really odd. But yeah, you can see that this area does probably need something more, either a little bit more grass pline on this side, maybe a few more bushes on the left. Because this has been years at this point. Has it been years? No, it's coming up to years, I think. Yeah, this area as well, just a bit more spline on the sides. I actually, what I'll probably do is I'll probably use the other grass spline that we used on the branch that we've just been building. Oh right, because I turned the shaders down, it doesn't actually reflect. Ah, yes. June, yeah. So yeah, I'll probably use that other grass spline here. That would fit really well. Now this bit where it goes on top of the tracks. Oh, that is odd. Odd? What is odd? You mean the way that it doesn't reflect? But yeah, water reflections are off as well. I'd have to probably turn the shader quality higher. Then we get to this bit, which, again, this whole bit with the bridge going underneath these two is only because this dirt road somehow needed to make it over the canyon, the ravine. Because otherwise I would have just had this road coming up from this side. And now, of course, that branch up there is finished. And this lags surprisingly little, probably because I turned all my settings down so low. Then we've got this track for the bankers. Continues up here. Oops. Yes, that sometimes happens with trains as well. And we can see the dam back there. For once, it's loaded in because of my increased render distance. Then we've got the tunnel. Comes out there. Goes along here. I really, really like this bit, especially when the water reflections work, but that's fine. Actually, where do... Oh, right, yes, of course, the pylons just go off over the hill. That's good. The train, yeah, probs because of service spec 5.2. Yikes, too true. What do you mean with the probs because of service spec 5? What do you mean? What is probably because of service spec 5? Okay, then this goes up here. This is the train we'll be taking again. Huh, yeah. Then over here, of course, this little area where it goes in large curve. I really like this. Try not like anymore. I think it's just because I turned my settings down so much with either the shaders or the rendered not render distance, the shadows and texture quality is a large one. So yes, this goes along here. This is where we'll drive in a bit. So yeah, what I was saying before is maybe using this grass spline in the other bits to fill in some of that area. Because over here it looks great, and that would add a little bit more consistency to the route as well. Ah, that, yes. Oh, so we still need to do this bit with the track set objects for the passing loop here. That's a good point. I want to do this quickly as well today. Come out here, goes along there. We can actually look back there now. Oh, right, yes. It splits up here, and we get out into the open where there's a little loading yard here. With this going over this bridge, going off into the tunnel, we can look back there, looks good. We can look back there, looks good. We can look back there, looks really good. So let's quickly drive up here just to get a little bit of a down low perspective, and then I quickly want to do the track set objects for the passing loop, and then we'll end the stream because then we'll be out of time. We'll probably actually be out of time a little bit before that, but We'll see. No, come on, there we go. Wait, why can't I hear it? Hold on. Oh, because it was turned down that low. There we go. I think that should be fine. Although that does sound a bit quiet still. Maybe one more. There we go. But the horn is quite quiet on this one. There we are. Here we go. At some point I will drive something else besides F7s up here, but we'll see. We'll see. And I still also need to do the track subjects for that little junction there, which I suppose we can do when we've done the passing loop. It's only like literally like 3 track set objects. Maybe more if I count, maybe 4 if I count the signal for the branch line, which I'm not sure that I want to put down yet because we're not doing that branch line at the moment. We'll do that next time, probably. We'll see. Fapping s'mores? Maybe. Maybe. But that's more of a switching loco, really, isn't it? Will you also put signals beyond the lumberyard on line going over the bridge? Probably not, because for the signals I would really like to have them at junctions, because otherwise trains could block each other. Actually, maybe not, because in TRS 19, since Spec, I don't know, something, I think maybe 2, I think it's a bit smarter with which signals it allows, signals go green on single track, but I don't exactly know how that works because I've not experimented with it yet. There we go, we've got the ties on the side. And here the valley opens up with a 6-kilometer end distance, looking quite good. Fabulous, thank you. And yes, I do quite like the passing loop here. That was a good idea. You're welcome. And of course, throughout all this, we're on an uphill grade. This is quite a different type of scenery to down at, was it New Washington, where the cement plant is. Oh yes. Thank you. Actually, is there a log slide spline? Like a, what's it called? Those water slides for logs. Is there such a spline? Log flume? Maybe. Because I'm just thinking about because the next branch that we'll want to do is the one that goes right, or east from the lake, the big lake. And that is the one that the logs will have to come from, that can be loaded at the lake, because they have to somehow go down there. And originally the plan was to have the river be much calmer on that side, so that logs could actually be floated down it. But I'm not sure that I really want that. But then I remembered that actually log flumes are a thing, those slides. So maybe if there's a spline for that, maybe we could use that, and that could maybe parallel the tracks for a while. With water in them? Doesn't really matter that much whether the actual spline has water in it or not. Yeah, Ireland, they would have water in them. Otherwise that wouldn't really work that well. Yeah, true. Depends on the slide's grade, but so... even at a quite steep grade, it would wear away too much of the wood that the slide is made of. You could, I suppose. Water, yeah. Water might be the best option. Now yes, most of the time you're not going to be going back this way, unless you're, in the session you're driving a train that will then change cruise up here for some reason. Because, yeah, there's no way to continue because this line just continues into the portal, as you know. Maybe. I don't know. But it's moving water. Sorry. But it's moving water, not stagnant water. Yeah, the varnish would probably be torn away by the wood. Yeah, and this is what it would look like if you were to continue over the bridge. Which does really make me want to continue this branch up further, but that would be extending the scope of this route. Nah, I think the other image I took will be a good thumbnail. Sorry. Need to get more oxygen in my brain. Okay, where would this branch end if it were to continue? I don't think that this branch would really end somewhere. I think this main line continues further along and then probably connects with some other railroads, with some other main lines, things like that. So I don't think that it would just end somewhere. Probably goes further up the mountains, then goes down the other side. Because I do want to have through traffic of different mixed freight trains. Okay, so let's quickly do the trackside objects on that passing loop. Hold on, if this works, if this cooperates. Come on. Yes, I'm clicking the things even before they appear. Alright, sounds very nice. Thank you. So let's quickly add this here. Shouldn't take too long. Let's remember to switch the layer. No. Yeah, because it's just the sprites that hadn't loaded yet. The graphics. Okay, now I just need the switches. And yeah, let's use the mainline ones. Actually, maybe I should have that other one be a mainline one as well, that branches off the yard lead. Yeah, that should be a mainline one as well. Good thing I remembered that. This one. That needs to be a mainline one. It needs to be the other mainline one. Hold on. There we go. And since we're already at it, let's quickly add those couple of ones here as well. Just since we're at it already. Just so I don't forget. Ah, look, there is a log flume. And that does have raised bit swell. That's not what I want, hold on. Yeah, this one. So what I was thinking is over here, we'd have to rework this quite a bit for this to actually, well, work. But I was thinking to have something along the lines of this going down in there, and then probably use the grade tool, because you can use the grade tool on splines, can't you? If I do set grade 10% maybe, this works, yes? Does that not work? Huh, I thought that worked. That's unfortunate. But anyway, doesn't really matter that much if it's gonna go parallel with the tracks. So yeah, and then have the logs kind of come along this way. Of course, this is much too steep, I think, for most of it, but just so that I don't forget how I want this to look, because then I can have the river be rougher. There's a log locomotive as well, I think so. DS something or other. Maybe have them actually flow down. I don't know, maybe not, probably not, because then I would have to add invisible tracks as well, which I don't really want to do. So, oh yes, good. So thank you all very much for watching. This stream will be archived on YouTube, and I guess that is that. So, bye-bye everybody. See you tomorrow? Yes. Sure, on your channel, yes.